era.
Toru, fa.
Beautiful. Ngā mihi ki ngā kai Waiaita I tēnei ata. Just if you're wondering about that himene, Himene 116, it is from the Māori hymn book. Some of you might have a copy, some of you may have seen the book, but if you want to purchase the book with all the Māori hymns in them, there's no translations, but the book is there, and you can email Te Pihopatanga o Aotearoa on that email address on the screen and purchase one. They'll send it to you. And there are 200 and, I'll tell you in a minute, 209 hymns in the book. And many of Kingi Ihaka's hymns are there. So beautiful hymn from Hātea. This particular Waiaita, this is a Waiaita, and some of you will know it. You'll hear it in a moment. Again, it's an emphasis on the, I'm bringing it up in this way because I'm emphasizing the vowel sounds again. The combination of the vowel sounds, toia, toia. And so the O has got a macron, so it's slightly more elongated, toia. Mai, mai. Te waka nei, kumea, kumea. Mai te waka nei. Ki te takotoranga, very short and sharp, takotoranga. I takoto ai. Tiriti, tiriti, te mana motu hake. There'll be a translation for this shortly. Tiriti, that's treaty. So it's used a lot in Māori vernacular. A word that, you know, you may already be familiar with, but certainly when you hear it, you know they're talking about the treaty. Te treaty o Waitangi. Mana motuhake refers to that as well. Te tangi a te manu e, all nice and short and sharp. Pipi whārau roa. Pipi whārau roa. I'm emphasizing the mana of each vowel. Each vowel has its own mana, and it should be said with its own mana. Occasionally, yes, it you know, double vowels do get lost in one word, one sound. Kui, kui, kui. Whiti, whiti ora. Hui e, of course you know this, we used it this morning. Haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. So generally the speaker will do the haumi e, hui e, and then everyone in the gathering comes in with tai ki e. So let's listen. Whakarongo mai ki te Waiaita nei.
Toia mai te waka nei, kumea mai te waka nei. Ki te takoto ranga takoto ai, tiriti te mana motu hake, te tangi a te manu e. Pipi whārau roa. Kui, 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 whiti, whiti ora. Hui e tai ki e. Toia mai te waka nei. Kumea mai te waka nei. Ki te takoto ranga takoto ai, tiriti te mana motu hake, te tangi a te manu e. Pipi whārau roa. Kui, kui, kui.
Beautiful. Toia mai, or this more popularized version that we're learning today, is the second verse of a Waiaita that Master Carver Piri Poutapu composed after he was instructed by Waikato Princess de Puia Herangi in 1936 to build carved wakataua, representing the people of the principal voyaging canoes that arrived in Aotearoa from Hawaii. They are the ones we hear in the Karanga opening, with that karanga, which you've heard, and I've stayed with the theme that we've stayed with since we began earlier this year, or last year actually. Tainui, Te Arawa, Tokumaru, Takitimu, Aotea, Mātātua, Kurahaupo, Orota, Ātoki Matawhao Rua. They're the canoe. And so this Waiaita was the second verse, as I say, of a Waiaita that Master Kawa Piri Poutapu composed. So not only was he part of the carvings on the front of each canoes that he was carving at that time, but he's also a composer of music. It's a lovely one, and I'm sure I can see some lips moving during the singing of that. And so it's nice for us to know its history. The wakataua would go to Waitiangi for the 1940, which is 100 years, 1940 centennial of the signing of Te Tiriti. They would be shown nationwide on newsreels and picture theatres as symbols of a Maori renaissance. And hapu scratching a living in depopulated backcountry areas, impoverished and isolated after a century of war, poverty, and epidemics, would get the message that conditions were about to change for the better. Bit of the history on that Waiaita. Let's hear it again.
Toia mai te waka nei, kumea mai te waka nei. Ki te takoto ranga takoto ai, tiriti te mana motu hake, te tangi a te manu e. Pipi wharauroa, kui, 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 whiti, whiti ora, hui e taki e. Toia mai te waka nei, kumea mai te waka nei. Ki te takoto ranga takoto ai, tiriti te mana motu hake, te tangi a te manu e. Pipi wharauroa, kui, 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 whiti, whiti ora,
so there's actions that go with it too. And of course, those young boys that are in the opening slide as well with the karanga, that's all part of a haka pōwhiri. We haven't done a haka pōwhiri yet in the series, but if you've been to a big pōwhiri, you will know that there is quite a lot in that pōwhiri, which goes on for at least an hour, if not longer. But you get that, and then those kids doing that, they're talking about toia mai, bring in your waka. So our waka today, of course, might be a hybrid, might be an electric, might be a leaf nowadays. But it does talk about it refers to how you're arriving, how are you traveling here, toia mai. Lovely. That last Mō Tete that was done by Ngā Tūmanako, they're an awesome group, boy. It was called Māori Mā, and we've already talked about how a Mō Tete tells a story. All Kapahaka tells a story. It's actually a story. So if you were reading from a book, a verse from a book, we turn that into music in Kapahaka. But what they're singing about, they're actually talking to Māori people, to tell them to that they actually need to step up with their taha Māori, with their reo, with all the practices. They need to, this is not just practice in Kapahaka, this is about your whole taha Māori. They're challenging Māori, and there's probably, I don't know, 30,000 in front of them. And they're telling them, reminding them that, you know, we mustn't just fully immerse ourselves in the Pākehā way, as it were. You need to, you know, don't waste your Māoridom. Don't waste what we have. Mau is one of the words that we use for waste. Don't sit there and let it waste away. Step up. Oho. E ara. E oho. And so they use it, you know, and of course they do it fiercely, and I love it. I love it. I just think that's a real strong message. And if you understand that, yeah, you should go away thinking, well, yes, maybe I need to enroll at, you know, Te Awa Nui o Arangi, you know, one of those providers, to step it up, as it were. But yeah, that's Kapahaka. I wanted to